Welcome to Old Folks Racing PlayStation. Welcome to a new season of racing. It's the Old Folks Touring Car Series, starting here at the Red Bull Ring Grand Prix Loop, as we are in round 1 out of 5 of this championship. But for the first time, it's a class-based championship where we have several cars. You can see the Renault Megane there on the screen. The touring car, it's one of the cars. The other one that's being selected by some of the drivers is the BMW Series 3 touring car. So besides the driver championship, we have also a constructors championship between Renault and BMW, which should be very interesting to watch. There it is, the BMW 320 touring car, which should provide good competition and a good balance in this league. Let's go and find out what happened in the second race of round 1, and you can see that Delphi Moore is on pole position, followed by rookie Joey English, followed by Simon Allen and Kev Allen. Then it is Diogo Silva there in 6th place, followed by Del Taylor, Diogo Almeida, Darren Head, John Scott, Gonçalo Mota, Jumbo, Andrew Dalby, Rob Oldham and Scott Davely, and usually starts from last. So let's see what this second race is going to give us, as the BMWs, as expected, have a much better start than the Renaults. This is something that we will watch throughout this championship, and Delphi Moura is in the lead of this race, followed by Jorge Jesus. Jorge started in 5th place, already up into 2nd, and here is Gonçalo Mota in the 8th place in the BMW. Let's see how these drivers are going to behave. Turn 1 was okay. Let's see how turn 2 is going to go, as Diogo Silva is there on the outside of Diogo Almeida. Didn't quite work there, the move, and everyone going to oh, there's a crash there. There's a crash with there's Diogo Almeida, and well, they leave the track, but very quickly they come back to the track. So I'm not so sure that any of them actually lost any time. Just being on board with Kev Allen in the Megane. Look at those BMWs at the start. It's incredible. That's Jorge Jesus, and also Darren Head is up into the top 5 there, and that's something that we will shot there in turn 1. But the BMW fast starters is something that we will witness throughout this championship, so should provide good entertainment, as we are still on board chase camera with Kev Allen, and perhaps we are going to have a look at what happened there. Ooh, a bit of a late move for Del Taylor. Del Taylor also spun quite unusually there in the Megane and lost a bit of time. Let's go on board with Jumbo. He's in 12th place. By the way, we have about 15 drivers. It's basically a full grid here, as PlayStation only allows 16 drivers. Some of those beamers are a little bit too close for comfort there in turn 1, but a bit of pushing and shoving there between 2 of the BMW drivers, as the Renaults actually had a much better qualifying here at the Red Bull Ring. Rob Oldham there in 11th spot, Jumbo in 12th. And this is a replay again. We'll see Del Taylor leaving the track. Perhaps we'll understand. There he is. He just, well, basically cut there the corner. I'm not sure how much time he actually lost, as there is a Megane going slowly, as it was Gonçalo Mota in the BMW and Diogo Almeida in the Megane that got together. And this is the replay from Dale's perspective, as he was, well, he hit one of the BMWs that was there in head, and then just left the track, but immediately, well, he lost a lot of momentum there. Oh, he was the driver that we saw in the slow Megane, so he did not spin. He, however, lost quite a bit of time, as Gonçalo Mota and Diogo Almeida are going to get together there. Diogo Almeida, they just connected there. Diogo Almeida, I'm not sure he was trying to overtake Gonçalo. In any case, Gonçalo ends up losing quite a bit of time down into 10th, as Jumbo goes up into 9th. That was a good move there, gaining a few spots there in turn 2, as Scott Neville usually in the 15th spot. And let's see how everything is going to unravel from his perspective. Everything going nicely there in turn 1. There's the 3 drivers. That was Rob Oldham, Jumbo was in there, and actually Scott gets together with the black BMW, which I'm not sure who's the driver there. Maybe it's John Scott. We'll confirm that in a moment. But a bit of a close encounter there between the BMWs, and you can see 4 BMWs in the last 4 places. and it is hoped that they will perform better in subsequent races. That was Andrew Dalby, by the way, the black BMW that almost got together with Scott, as John Scott is actually in 15th spot and he's running at Megan, so something happened there to John Scott, but let's see where he can recover. He's got a few BMWs. There's the delayed Diogo Almeida there in the middle as well, as Darren Head is in 4th place, and that's a good move on Simon Allen, and Darren Head very aggressive on this first lap, as now the Allens are together there in 5th and 6th, as Kev is becoming quite anxious there to make moves on the opening lap of this race. We are still in lap 1 out of 13 here at the Red Bull Ring, and Delphine Mora is going to lead the opening lap. He won race 1 and he's now leading race 2 already, as look at this, that's Joe English making moves on John, who's losing battle for 2nd place there between the BMW and Megan. Let's see this in turn 1, not the obvious overtaking spot, but Joey is in, that was a good move there, and he did not leave track limits. It was exemplary execution there by Joey English, going into 2nd place. Look at how tight the field is, absolutely few. Basically lose time in an incident. This looks like the opening lap again, and if you lose time or if you make a mistake and you lose 4 or 5 places, it's going to be fairly tricky to recover those, as the Delphine Mora actually, look at the gap that he's already opened over George. Where is Joey English? He lost the position as well. We didn't see what happened, but George actually recovering 2nd place. Not only that, but and there's a bit of contact there between Joey English and Darren Head, and that makes Simon Allen go up into 3rd place. Look at how tight this field is, but basically everyone is aiming for the same piece of track. There's Joey Silva there on the air bubble. He's in 6th place, but he's basically in a mass brawl of cars, and this is what we expected the touring car racing to be, and so far it's not disappointing. Joe Silva there in 6th place, and he is trying to think about what moves he can make, but the answer is not many, as he is ahead of Cavao, and Dale Taylor, by the way, is up into 8th place, so good recovery there from that incident on the opening lap, as we see a driver going very close there to the wall. That was, I believe, Dale Taylor, or is Kev Allen defending from Dale Taylor, I believe. Let's see what the replay will tell us, as Kev is in 7th place behind. And he got a bit of a bump from Dale Taylor actually, as and they lose positions there. Rob Oldham up into 7th place. Dale Taylor was trying to make moves on Kev Allen, ends up bumping him and also losing time. That allows Rob Oldham to go up into 7th, and this is Andrew Almeida is braking very late indeed, and it was Andrew Dalby in front of him that got hit. Andrew Dalby coming back into the track. He's probably not pleased at that move, because he was just hitting the right braking points, and Diogo Almeida was, Darren Head has collided there. Darren Head has collided. It's a bit of a traffic jam. Oh no, and Darren Head and Rob Oldham, I believe, got together. What? Well, so much action going on that is quite challenging to commentate, as Diogo Silva. Diogo Silva and Del Taylor also get together. We saw Darren Head hit Simon Allen. Let's see if we can get a replay of what happened. This is and I think this is just when the cars connect, and there is no way to disconnect these cars. They were just running very closely, and it was just the slightest of touches, and Del Taylor ends up spinning, and he unfortunately has dropped to, I believe, last place. Yes, he's in 15th. Now, what has happened to Rob Oldham? He's in 13th spot. He got together with Darren Head after Darren Head connected with Simon Allen in turn 2. Simon Allen, by the way, hasn't lost a lot of time. He's still in 4th place, as George loses again under pressure from Joey English, and now it is job done again by Joey. Up into 2nd place, but already 5 seconds behind Delphi Mora. Delphine running away with this race, and he could start the season with 2 victories. There's just too much action going on. John Scott up into 8th place. Darren Head, who was delayed by that incident with Rob Oldham, is in 7th. Joey Silver, by the way, is still in 6th spot. 5th is Kev Allen. Kev has benefited from all this nonsense with Darren connecting with Rob and Simon also getting delayed, and Joey Silver also connecting with Dale Taylor. So Kev Allen nicely done there, up into 5th spot as Darren Head is under pressure from the Megan behind him. And lots of action here at the Red Bull Ring, with perhaps Delphine Moore is the only driver that we haven't seen any action whatsoever, as John Scott continues to target Darren Head's back. And the battle is definitely not over. Gonçalo Mota, where he is in 11th place. He did connect with Diogo Almeida on the opening lap, but we haven't seen him lose any more time. We're not sure if he's made any mistake, and he's down in 11th place. Look at Scott Navely up into 12th. He started 15th, remember. He's ahead of Rob Oldham, who was, of course, was delayed by an incident. So is Dale Taylor in 15th. The Jumbo has also dropped a little bit to 14th spot. And we did not exactly catch why, as well, track limits are going to become a bit of an issue here at the Red Bull Ring. You can run through the green bits, but you cannot run beyond the green bits. John Scott is very, very interested in that 7th position that is currently being held by Darren. Things have stabilized a little bit now, so after a few frantic laps we now have something a bit more stabilized, as we now follow Gonçalo Mota in 11th, and Andrew Dalby is the last driver on the top 10. In turn 2, he's too far behind to make a move, but he's getting closer. Let's just enjoy the onboard camera of Gonçalo Mota for a few moments. It's not going to be there in the 12th place. Rob trying to get back into the top 10, but he's currently 13th. He had nowhere to go. We didn't see a replay of that incident with Darren, but probably nowhere to go for Rob Oldham, as pretty much everyone was stopped in the traffic jam there as Darren and Simon collided in turn 2. So Cavallo and Diogo Silva and Darren Head himself were basically stationary, and Rob Oldham just came with pretty much nowhere to go. Gonçalo Mota, by the way, he's closer to the top 10. He's closer to Andrew Dalby. That's an all BMW battle there. We are now in lap 5, almost reaching the midpoint, and that is definitely beyond track limits for Andrew Dalby, and well, that's again beyond track limits for Andrew, and probably there's going to be some penalties. We of course cannot see the penalties on the leaderboard. And nicely there to turn 1, but John Scott is ever closer. The top 5 are now stabilized a little bit as Delphine Moore, Joey English, George Luge, Simon Allen, Cavallo and Diogo Silva, and Darren Head in top 7. So that seems to be relatively stable now, as they all can see each other, but there's no wheel-to-wheel direct action as such. Of course, there's still quite a lot of racing to go here at the Red Bull Ring to complete this first round out of 5, and some people break very late there at that very annoying turn 3 effectively of this Red Bull Ring. Very tricky corner to do in these two cars. They are not particularly good at braking. They're not very fast, but they are somewhat tricky to stop. And of course, it's under braking that the aliens at the front can gain the most. So Delphine Moore and Joe English have look at this, what it is. That's Rob Oldham, and in front of him there's a massive battle there between Dale Taylor and Jumbo, and nicely done there by Rob Oldham, as Dale Taylor has been delayed now, and what happened there? He's lost a lot of momentum and is back into last as Rob Oldham and Jumbo have collided there. Oh, that was a very unfortunate incident. I believe that none of the drivers actually wanted to collide. Let's see if you can get a replay of what happened. Jumbo was trying to defend. They were running side by side through this last section. It should be possible, but probably Rob should have given a bit more room there. And then Jumbo comes back into the track and the contact happens, and Rob Oldham's day is going from bad to worse because he was already delayed by an incident. He's now delayed by a second incident, and he basically, let's see what happened here. They should be able to run side by side here also, because there is the Jumbo just came back into the racing line and he wasn't totally clear. Probably slight responsibility by Jumbo in this incident. He did not have much room, to be fair, but probably should have been a bit more careful coming back into the track. This is now the battle for 12th place. And Dale Taylor, who has been delayed by a couple of incidents, is very keen to get that position from Scott Laveley, and I think, well, he's now on the outside of turn 2, so this is going to get interesting here. They hit the braking point and the Megane seems to have the edge in this track over the BMW, as the first BMW, well, George Hughes is still running in the podium position in 3rd place, but in the top 10 we only have 3 BMWs. That's 3rd George Hughes, 7th is Darren Head, and 10th is Andrew Dalby, and we have 7 Meganes. So definitely the Megane seems to be the car to have here at the Red Bull Ring. Let's see how this is going to work in the few other tracks that we are running as part of this Touring Car Championship. Still 4 rounds to go after this one. Diego Silva there in 6th spot. Look at the 3 drivers in 4th, 5th and 6th. They're all running the air bubbles livery, as George Hughes seems to be struggling somewhat. And look at Simon Allen. Simon Allen is attacking the podium position that is currently held by George Hughes, and this will be very interesting as they go into turn 1, and George seems to be still ahead, but look at this, they're just almost tangling with one another, and this is going to get interesting because George is really being defensive. He's basically weaving back and forth and not leaving much room there for Simon Allen. So I wonder if Simon is going to dive or not, and he's doing this at his own risk, but he's going for it, and almost contact there, and Schiavallo now breaks himself. And look at this, now almost 3 side by sides, as Diego Silva is not far behind his drivers either. So we will see. Look at the Allens now. The Allens are side by side, as Kev is coming with a lot of momentum, and Kevin is now on the outside, which is a bit of an unhelpful position to be, as Simon Allen is having none of it, of course, and he is guarding the position there, and he keeps that 4th place. But it seems to be that the weakest link in this chain is George Hughes in 3rd place, because he does not seem to have the pace right now, and those 3 Meganes, identical Meganes, are really, really impressive now, trying to get that position. Still a lot of left to go, as the Diego Silva is trying to make a move, but he's really too far behind to even be a threat. And look at George Hughes, especially in this last section, he's really struggling. We are on lap 9 out of 13, and I cannot see how George Hughes is going to hold this 3rd position. It doesn't seem to be plausible to me, as pretty much the 3 Meganes are now anxiously trying to look at George. He's defending very well indeed, as they all go slightly over the track limits. Now it's Diego Silva on the outside of Kev Allen and Simon Allen on the inside of George Hughes. This is good stuff. Let's see if these 4 drivers are all going to behave or not, as surprisingly Kev Allen on the inside. Oh, look at this, George Hughes has now lost a lot of time there. He has lost a lot of time, and oh, and so did Simon Allen. Simon Allen has had a very poor exit there, and I thought that Simon had done it, but somehow George Hughes is still ahead of this pack of Meganes, and that's very interesting indeed, as he, well, the BMW, oh, and now collision between the 2 Allens as well as the Meganes are now tangling with one another. This is incredible stuff, as now it's Diego Silva on 5th place. Can he hold it though? I don't think that, yes he can, and Diego Silva up into a top 5 position here in this race on lap 9, almost lap 10. And Gaval indeed trying hard there to get the position back. Now, one thing that we cannot see is penalties, and I believe that some of the drivers may have already been penalized for track limits. We do not have that information, but we continue to see Simon Allen desperately trying to go around that BMW, and look at that, now they're side by side, and here comes Gaval, and here comes Diogo Silva as well. It's all, well, they all seem to be in the same place. Gaval just going back and forth, left and right, but in turn one, who is it going to be? Is it Simon Allen on the inside? Is it Diogo Silva on the inside? And well, good behavior there between Simon Allen and George Zeus. Also good behavior between Diogo Silva and Gaval now under attack from their hand. Of course, this is what happens when you have these battles. Is basically is just a grand waste of time. As look at this Darren Hand on the outside there, and look at this who's that as John Scott as well. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. This is 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, probably separated by a couple of seconds, and I wonder how this is going to pan out, because Gaval was almost hitting the back of Diogo Silva there in turn 3. He ends up losing a position to Darren Head, and that's tight there, but they're all giving room to one another, which is great to see. And somehow it's incredible that we did not have more incidents in this group of 6. And it's also incredible how George is still ahead of everyone, because he does not seem to have any pace whatsoever at this point. Look at this Gaval now being overtaken, or at least threatened by... Oh, the Darren Head is going to spin! Oh, no, Darren Head spin! Oh no, this is not great for Darren. He's down into 9th spot, and I wonder if he had any help with that spin, but I don't think so. I think he just spun on his own, and this is not the right timing to do this, because there's just a couple of laps to go. And George Zeus is again under attack for the, well, I think the 10th time. He's trying to defend from Simon Allen in turn 2. How is this going to go now? Simon Allen seems... Look at how late George Zeus brakes, and also he's able to carry the speed on the outside of the corner, which is somewhat incredible. By the way, the leader is still Del Mora, and in second place we've got Billy English, and of course they have completely checked out from this group that seems to be battling like there is no tomorrow. And Gaval has gone into... Gaval has outbraked himself in turn 3. He is losing a lot of positions. Look at João Almeida, he's in 6th place. Where did this come from? João Almeida in 6th place. Diogo Silva in 5th, and we are about to enter the penultimate lap of this race, and this is not over. This is not over. That BMW is, for the time being, maintaining 3rd position, and Simon Allen is going to try yet again to make a move on George. Zuzon hits the back of George, and George is always slow in these 2 corners as they... Well, 2 laps to go. I'm not sure how this is going to end, really. Diogo is in 5th, and João Almeida is... Well, at this rate, he's going to join this battle, surely. As now, look at this in turn 1, look at this, this is 3 wide, and this Diogo Silva is being pushed into the grass there by Simon Allen. Oh, this is incredible. Incredible racing here at the Red Bull Ring, and I'm sorry that I'm not in a position to be more enthusiastic about this, as now George Zeus is finally taken by Simon Allen. So Simon Allen going into podium position, but look at this, look at how George is so quick at the exit of turn 2. It's incredible. He's still ahead. That's... oh dear. Oh no, Simon Allen finally went through as George Zeus outbraked himself and may have had a little help from Simon. How is this going to pan out, really? As John Scott is in 8th place. Kev Allen is still in 7th. And where is George Zeus? He is there. There's George Zeus. And look at this, as expected. These drivers are all together, and George Zeus is spinning. George Zeus is spinning. He's almost getting out of the way there. And he's losing a lot of places. Let's see if we can get a replay of this incident and whether he had any help from Diogo in particular. I don't think so. But let me just confirm as he hits the curb and he's always off on his own. And Diogo Silva up into 4th place. And Diogo Almeida is up into a top 5 position. That's absolutely incredible, and good news for the drivers that have benefit from this battle, which are these 3. It's the last lap now. Look at Diogo Almeida. Diogo Almeida is coming with a lot of momentum there, and he could be challenging for 4th position. Kenny is running on the outside there. He's running on the outside. Diogo is trying to defend, and he's going to go into turn 1, and ooh, they contact with each other, and look at that. Diogo Silva was overtaken on the outside. That looked a bit touring car-ish from the... Oh, that's John Scott overtaking Kev Allen. All sorts of things happening on this last lap. Diogo Almeida is up into 40, may have gotten a penalty for that move. And, well. This race is about to end, and, Delphi Mora is going to win. And one thing he does not know is the action that he missed by running this race at the front with no opposition. Not sure if he prefers to win or if he would have preferred to be in the middle of this battle, but he starts the season in a very aggressive way. 2 victories out of 2 races, and he's certainly going to be a contender for this championship. He wins. Joey English lost time in the beginning of this race and could not challenge for the victory. Still, nevertheless, it's a good 2nd place. And who's going to be 3rd, 4th and 5th? That's Simon Allen, followed by Diogo Almeida and Diogo Silva in 4th, and in 5th, 6th is going to be Kev Allen. 7th is going to be Jorge Jesus after that incident late in the race. 8th is going to be Darren Head. 9th is John Scott. 10th, Gonçalo Mota. This is the replay of something that has happened between John Scott and Kev Allen, and Kev is on the inside, and and they have contact, which is no news really in touring car racing. But maybe something else is going to happen here. Let's see if we can establish if these 2 are going to tangle or if they're going to behave. Kev Allen running wide there. So far no real action, as 6th place is still John Scott, and 7th is Kev Allen. And Kev now really... What on earth happened to John Scott? He spun into the pit lane entry on the last lap. 6th is Kev Allen, 7th is George Jesus, 8th is Darren Head, and John Scott is in 9th. He's in pit lane, we're not sure. 10th is Gonçalo Mota, 11th is Andrew Dalby, 12th is Dale Taylor, 13th Scott Davely, 14th is Jambo, and Rob Oldham has retired from the race. We can see that in the leaderboard he's 11 minutes behind. There's no way he has lost 11 minutes, so he has retired from this race. We have 14 finishers, and pretty decent racing here at the Red Bull Ring. Let's see if there were any penalties. We cannot identify any. Well, John Scott is in 9th spot. Yes, he was in 9th already in the main leaderboard earlier in the race. 11th is Andrew Dalby, Del Taylor, Scott Davely and Jambo. So yes, there were penalties, but none that have actually mattered in the end. What a race is!